In this illuminating essay, Dr. H. Spencer Lewis reveals the hidden spiritual properties of food and their profound effects on human consciousness. He explains how different foods strengthen our physical, emotional, and spiritual natures, with a special emphasis on the vital life force contained in raw fruits and vegetables. Lewis provides practical guidance on creating a balanced diet to nurture a healthy body, uplifted personality, and awakened soul. This essay offers invaluable insights into the alchemical power of nutrition. If you enjoy the content I provide and would like to support the growth of this channel, I kindly ask you to consider subscribing. It's a simple act that doesn't cost you anything, but can make a significant difference for the channel. Thank you so much. One, food has both physical and spiritual properties. For a long time, food has been viewed primarily in terms of its chemical makeup and nutritional content. The focus has been on proteins, fats, carbohydrates, vitamins, and minerals. However, foods also contain a spiritual essence, especially plant foods like fruits, vegetables, and grains. This spiritual essence comes from the sun. Through the process of photosynthesis, plants absorb sunlight and convert it into energy. The sunlight enters the plant through the green pigment chlorophyll. Chlorophyll does more than just give plants their green color. It captures specific rays of sunlight and converts them into a spiritual life force that is then stored in the plant. Ancient mystics understood this thousands of years ago. Eating plant foods, therefore, transfers some of this spiritual energy to us. The more raw and unprocessed the food is, the more of its spiritual essence it retains. Cooking food, especially at high temperatures, destroys much of this spiritual force. In summary, the first key point is that beyond nutritional content, food also contains a spiritual property that nourishes us on an energetic level. 2. Eating the proper spiritual foods keeps the glands and nervous system functioning properly. The ancient mystics knew that our physical bodies are animated by a spiritual force or essence. This spiritual energy flows through and animates the body via the nervous system and glands like the pituitary, thyroid, and adrenals. The glands regulate much more than just basic physical processes. They control our moods, emotions, personality, and higher faculties. When the glands are balanced and nourished with spiritual energy, they facilitate peak functioning of our psychic, mental, and spiritual capabilities. Conversely, glandular imbalances lead to nervous disorders, depression, brain fog, and more. Modern science is validating this connection between our energy centers and spiritual nature. The key is providing the glands with the spiritual nutrition they require. As mentioned earlier, raw, plant-based foods retain the most solar and cosmic energy from the sun. When we eat these vibrant foods, their spiritual essences are absorbed into the bloodstream. This nourishes and balances the glands, ensuring a steady flow of spiritual power to all parts of the mind-body system. The result is an uplifting of consciousness and the full expression of our divine human potential. In summary, consuming plant foods with high spiritual potency sustains the glands and nervous system. This enables our inner spiritual qualities to unfold in a balanced, healthy manner. 3. Cooking and processing food often destroys the spiritual essences. In nature, foods contain the maximum amount of spiritual essences in their raw, unaltered form. However, common cooking practices like frying, baking, and boiling significantly degrade these delicate spiritual energies. The higher the cooking temperature, the more the vital force is diminished. Even blending, juicing, and processing raw foods can degrade spiritual potency to a degree. Of all foods, green leafy vegetables and plant foods contain the highest levels of spiritual nutrition. However, when greens are boiled or steamed, the spiritual enriched liquid is often discarded. And while eating only raw foods can be too extreme, including more high-vibration foods in their natural state is beneficial. In today's processed food climate, supplementing our diets with extra raw fruits, veggies, sprouts, nuts, and seeds helps us obtain more spiritual nourishment. Cooking and processing food, especially at high heats, damages and depletes the subtle spiritual essences. To maximize spiritual nutrition, emphasize fresh, organic, plant-based foods in their most natural form. Be moderate and determine which percentage of raw versus cooked foods feels best for your body. 4. The spiritual side of man leads the physical and mental evolution. Humans are spiritual beings having a temporary physical experience. The spiritual side is what uplifts mind and body to higher states. Without the catalytic influence of the spirit, humans would not have progressed beyond primitive animalistic existence. As the mystic sages understood, our spirits are immortal and eternal, while our bodies are transient. Therefore, the spirit is the leader. It is the pioneering force spurring our personal development. The physical body, brain, and objective faculties follow the ascent of the inner spirit. Disease, evil tendencies, and base consciousness arise when this inner light is suppressed or blocked. But when spirit is unobstructed and nourished, it guides all facets of the individual toward their highest expression. Seeking spiritual nutrition aids this process. Foods that energize and sustain the spirit simultaneously uplift matter, mind, and personality. Hence, diet has implications far beyond the physical. The optimal foods feed both body and soul, acting as the bridge between the temporal and eternal aspects of self. In summary, the spiritual nature leads the evolutionary dance, ever guiding us to fulfill our cosmic destiny. 5. Breathing brings in spiritual energy, but diet is more important in modern society. There are two primary ways spiritual essence enters the human body, through breathing and through diet. Breathing brings in vital energy from the air, while foods and liquids provide spiritual nutrition when consumed. In ancient cultures like India and China, breathing techniques and exercises were developed to maximize the absorption of spiritual energy from the air. Proper breathing allows cosmic energy from the sun to enter the body with each inhale. The ancients knew food also provided spiritual sustenance, but they had not yet adopted many of the modern processing practices that deplete nutrition. In today's world, the situation has reversed. Our breathing practices are generally healthy, but our diets are spiritually deficient. Modern food processing and predominance of cooked foods removes much of the vital energy. Furthermore, the rapid pace of life often leads to poor breathing habits again. Therefore, while proper intentional breathing is still important, the bigger priority now is improving diet to increase spiritual nourishment. The ideal balanced diet minimizes meat consumption and emphasizes live raw foods such as green leafy vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, and sprouted grains. Dairy products like raw milk also contain spiritual properties when produced properly. A diet rich in high-vibration foods will nourish the body-mind-soul system far beyond the physical. With improved spiritual nutrition, our inherent spiritual powers unfold gracefully.
6. Science shows leafy greens contain vital spiritual essences and energy. Modern science has confirmed that leafy green vegetables and plants contain potent spiritual properties and life force energies. As discussed earlier, the ancients knew greens and live foods held a special spiritual vibration. Now, in recent decades, science has been able to quantify and analyze some of these subtle spiritual energies. One important discovery was the identification of chlorophyll, the green pigment in plants. Chlorophyll is what captures sunlight and enables photosynthesis. This miraculous molecule is what imbues plants with a spiritual potency. Scientific analysis reveals chlorophyll is not just a simple chemical. It contains delicate energies beyond physical atoms. Other cutting-edge research reveals that leafy greens and sprouted seeds contain unusually high concentrations of vitamins, minerals, and other critical nutrients. However, these elements only partly explain the benefits. Greens contain complex energetic frequencies and harmonics that boost vitality. Science is only beginning to be able to measure these, but their effects can be felt immediately. Further studies show leafy vegetables help sustain the glands and postpone aging. The spiritual essences they impart nourish and rejuvenate the entire endocrine system. This keeps the physical body vibrant and youthful far longer. The spirit remains bright and unencumbered by aging matter. Empirical science is validating the presence of spiritual energies within living plant foods, especially leafy greens. Though mysterious, their rejuvenating effects can be experienced firsthand. A diet rich in these revitalizing foods sustains wellness on all levels of body, mind, and soul.
7. Glands regulate emotions, personality, and character. The glands are the bridge between our physical bodies and spiritual natures. Subtle energies flow from the spiritual realm through the glandular system, which then releases hormones and chemicals that affect physical processes. But the influence goes both ways. The glands do not just control the bodily functions, they also regulate our emotions, personality, morality, and higher faculties. Each gland corresponds to certain spiritual attributes. The thyroid, for example, governs metabolism and also expresses willpower. The thymus influences growth in youth and filters positive virtues. The pancreas manages blood sugar and also mediates love, joy, and inner peace. When the glands are underactive or overactive, there are profound impacts on our personalities. Glandular imbalances lead to nervous disorders, depression, anger issues, hyperactivity, brain fog, and more. A balanced system results in stability, calm focus, and enriching traits. We become our highest selves. The key is supporting the glands with spiritual nutrition from high-vibration foods and balanced lifestyle practices. When the glands are nourished and harmonized, they facilitate peak expression of our divine virtues and creative gifts. We exude magnetic personalities and live as inspirations. In summary, optimal functioning of the glandular system is critical for both physical and spiritual well-being. The glands regulate the overt manifestation of our innermost qualities. 8. Meat builds purely physical strength. Meat has long been prized for its protein content and ability to quickly build muscular strength and stamina. However, excessive meat consumption inflames the passions and animalistic tendencies while suppressing the higher nature. In contrast, vegetables provide balanced spiritual nutrition for body and soul. Greens and live foods contain potent spiritual essences from the sun, as discussed earlier. Consuming these higher vibrational foods nurtures both physical and subtle energy bodies with divine cosmic energy. For optimal well-being, some meat in moderation can help those with high physical needs or nutritional deficiencies. But the majority of diet should consist of diverse vegetables, sprouts, nuts, seeds, and fruits. These more alkalizing foods temper the fiery effects of meat, keeping the spiritual faculty ascendant. With proper nutrition, the body instrument becomes a finely tuned vessel for the spirit within. Matter is infused with divine light, anchored in the present moment. Spiritual qualities shine through unimpeded to gracefully influence all areas of life. Meat provides purely physical strength, while vegetables offer balanced spiritual nutrition to evolve higher capacities. A diet emphasizing plant foods but including some meat when useful supports multidimensional flourishing. 9. Transitioning to more spiritual foods requires gradual changes. Though the benefits of eating more live, plant-based foods are immense, it is not advisable to make sudden drastic dietary changes. The body-mind adapts best with gradual steps over weeks and months. For those new to spiritual nutrition principles, first focus on crowding out processed convenience foods in favor of simple whole foods. Increase fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, beans, greens, and sprouts over time. Reduce excessive meat, sugars, oils, and refined grains. Stay well hydrated with pure water. Be cautious of adopting fully raw vegan diets unless guided by a nutrition expert. Such extreme shifts can potentially disturb nutritional balance. Instead, blended approaches allow the body to adjust, such as eating 50% of produce raw and 50% lightly cooked, consuming a spectrum of raw and cooked plant foods, having 1 or 2 raw plant-based meals per day. Work with a holistic physician for tailored guidance. Get blood tests done periodically when transitioning diets. A doctor can check your vitamin and mineral levels to ensure you are still getting adequate nutrition. With balanced steps, your body will naturally gravitate toward higher vibration foods. Take gradual steps when increasing spiritual nutrition. Allow the body to adapt over a period of months. Get medical tests periodically to ensure adequate nutrition. A smooth transition prevents undesired effects. 10. Each person must find the ideal spiritual diet through experience. There is no one-size-fits-all approach to optimal spiritual nutrition. While the foundational principles are universal, each individual must find their own ideal diet through inner guidance and personal experience. Certain spiritual foods will resonate with some people, but not others. Intuition and bodily reactions can help determine which raw plant foods are most harmonious. Notice how different foods affect your mood, energy level, clarity, and sleep. Reduce intake of any foods that feel dense or depleting. Lean into those that feel uplifting and rejuvenating. A good starting point is to build meals around a base of leafy greens. From there, experiment with other vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, sprouts, grains, and supplementary clean proteins to find the perfect balance for your unique body. Stay attuned to how seasonal changes affect your body's needs. You may instinctively crave warming fall foods in autumn and lighter fruits and greens in the spring. Honor natural biorhythms. There is no universal roadmap. Let your inner wisdom and direct experience of spiritual foods guide you. Balance and variety within natural whole food parameters is the key. Each of us must find the ideal spiritual diet for our specific needs through self-study and inner attunement. There are common pillars, but flexibility and personalization are essential.